Hello, and we're going to document another trip down to Southeastern Colorado today. Um, this is the end of March. It's the wind has finally dissipated. It's been a very blustery, windy March, and so we should have steady going down and back. And I think I will do a different trip this time, out 70 down through Limon, and then come back through Pueblo and Colorado Springs just to check out those charging stations. So we'll be on the road shortly. A quick mention, I am starting at 100%. It says that I have a 223 mile range, but as we all know, once we get out on the road, that's going to go down. And the really nice charging station out in Limon that I had been using last year has been on the repair list since I think August or September, and I have some biased opinions about that, but I'll share those maybe later and in another video. But anyway, so I'm going to be stopping at a high-speed charging station, but it typically isn't high speed, and so I'll broadcast from there. And I'll try and do a better job on this trip of broadcasting from each station so that I'm giving a better report along the way. I'm getting better at this, I think. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm here at Deer Trail, charging at about 70 kilowatts. And I've stopped here before, and it's generally not busy, and today certainly it is not busy. I think I've only met maybe one other car here before, so charging nice today. There's no wind. I did have a bit of a problem on the trip counter today. It's not registering my average mile per kilowatt, which I thought was kind of interesting. That's the first time that's ever happened. We'll see when I start the truck back up if it does start working. I use that just to help with the kind of the grins to see how I'm doing speed-wise. If I need to adjust my speed up or down on the cruise control, if I'm running into headwinds and that sort of thing. I think most of us do that. Anyway, I had my cruise control set at 70 on the way out. So just connected into the Trans-West connector here. My Ford navigation system is a little wonky today, and I'm not sure if there's a power drain someplace or what's going on. One thing that was different about the trip when I started was that I turned off the power to the cab, which I typically don't do, and so I'm wondering if that's made other things a little wonky. I know there are people out there that subscribe to the suggestion that when you do take a long trip, you turn the power to the cab off because that's always on, and a few other things they've suggested, but I typically haven't done that unless I'm in a real power mess where I'm just crunching for all the power I can get to all the power I need to get to the next stop, is what I want to say. So anyway, yeah, this is the first time that I've connected to a charging station at a car lot or in this case Transwest, which they not only sell cars and Jeeps and so forth, but they work on big equipment. At least that's been my experience with them. North of Denver, they used to work on the big equipment that I dealt with. So, and it looks like they still do. So I'm glad to see them out here. I'm glad to see them doing this power thing. And it was easy peasy to connect. First time I've used an EV Connect charger that I didn't have to plug and unplug at least twice or three times sometimes to get the charge going on the Ford. So, okay, we'll talk soon. Okay, I'm here at Electrify America just on the north side of Pueblo. First time I've charged here. I'm going to use some of my freebie Ford points, and when I pulled in about 15 minutes ago, there was a Blazer that had run into stand, was taking up 2 stalls and so forth, and so I had to wait for a car that was charging here on the end to finish charging, an Ioniq 5. Gave me a chance to talk to him. I'm thinking about I'm looking for a car to maybe trade out my Fiat 500e, and the Ioniq 5 is certainly a candidate, the all-wheel drive. But yeah, I think we're moving at like 150 kilowatts right now, which is the first time I've found, I'm walking around, it's the first time I've found a charger that will actually do what it's rated to. So that's one nice thing about the Electrify America. Even though you pay a little more, which right now I'm not because I'm using my points, but 152 kilowatts, and I started out at about 30%. So far I've been going for 3 minutes. We're up to almost 40%, and wham bam. Okay, so yeah, this is nice. It's, again, Electrify America's, you know, they are a little more expensive, but generally, especially if I'm pressed for time, I don't mind paying that little extra, because you're zipping in and out in about 2/3 of the time that you would at the other stations. For instance, I don't know what this, there's a Rivian, he keeps trying to decide what he's going to do. Anyway, I need to keep my mind on my task. The 2 chargers I stopped at earlier today on I-70, 45 cents, and it was charging at about 75 kilowatts, which it's rated for 120, and you know, so it takes some time. And then at the Transwest station, it's I think it was 48 or 50 cents a kilowatt, but it was charging at about 45 kilowatts. So definitely, you know, it takes a time when you're waiting for you know, a charger to give you enough juice to go on when it's and then at the car dealership in La Junta, I was charging at a 50 kilowatt rate for again 48 cents. That's also an EV Connect. I think most of the dealerships around, as I mentioned in the video when I was in Salida, they all use that EV Connect charger, and I was able to quickly connect in La Junta as well. So that's 2 EV Connect chargers that I've used today, when I didn't really have to, but I wanted to try it. But I've used 2 of those chargers today at dealerships and connected no problem, which has been unusual in my experience. Certainly it was at the charger in Salida. I could never get that to roll. Well, 1 out of 5 times. But anyway, So enough gaggling. We'll talk to you when I roll in home tonight with some end of the day observations. Okay, I'll do a quick wrap up of the day's events. It was interesting that driving out I-70, there was some traffic, but not much. And, I was mostly by myself, except, passing a few slow people, a couple of people passing me and so forth. But overall, it was a very mild ride. And I had my cruise control set at 70. We did a solid 1.8 mile per kilowatt, which seemed a bit low, considering there wasn't really any wind. And then when we turned south, I set it at 66 to go down 71. And it took me about, it's 90 miles roughly between 70 and Highway 50. And about halfway down around Pumpkin Center, I crept up from 1.8 to 2.0, 2 miles per kilowatt, which is about what I would expect, maybe a little more. And then the same was true on Highway 50, going back to, I came through Pueblo, obviously, in Colorado Springs, to I-25. And I was doing a solid 1.8, 1.9 kilowatt there. Now, get out on the Indianapolis 500 freeway, which is I-25 anymore, and you're flying along, just staying with traffic in the midst, not doing anything wild and so forth. But, 75, 80, 85 miles an hour is not unusual. And there's a boatload of traffic. So you've got to be aware. You've got to drive defensively, obviously. But if you're in a group that is not hitting their brakes every 10 seconds, then you can actually travel quite quickly. And we did that all the way. There was some stop and go traffic in Colorado Springs because of rush hour. But once we got out north, I'm thinking the reason I got 2.3, 2.4 miles per kilowatt, and right now I'm sitting in the driveway at 2.3, is the concept of drafting. And I'm wondering if anybody has done some calculations, or if there's been some studies done with the Ford Lightning, that it's such a heavy truck. Once you get it moving down the road, and if you're able to draft, and I'm not saying I'm following on somebody's bumper, I'm maintaining a 4-second following distance, but I would have to think that with the amount of traffic that there was today, there was some drafting going on. So anyway, it'd be interesting to hear anybody's comments about that. And so there you have it. I finished at 24% on the battery with a 51-mile range, which is better than what the Ford Pass, the navigation on the dash suggested, which is why I took the route off. Sometimes I'd rather just do it myself and keep track of that rather than listen to the dashboard tell me, be sure and turn left, be sure and turn right, and oh, by the way, you'll never make it home. So the Ford navigation system said that I would make it home at 10%, and so I obviously did 14% better. So, all right, thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.